Hi you guys, I wanted to just share some camping tips with you regarding homemade stoves, and I wanted to show you that it's really not that hard to be creative and to come up with your own system. There are so many things that you can use, so many things that you can do. I'm sure all of you have stuff laying around your house. If you just think of what you've got and what you can use, I'm sure you could come up with something pretty cool. This right here is the ash pot that slides into the bottom of my charcoal grill. I'm thinking about getting a new one next year, so I took this out today, made sure it was empty, and because if you leave these in a charcoal grill outside in the wintertime and there's ashes in there, it'll get moisture and the pot will rot out. So I emptied it and I washed it, and for some reason it's got this little grate that sits down inside that really isn't needed, because everything in the grill that falls in here does not have to pass through a grate. But this cool little grate has got its own little feet. So what a cool little backpacker grid that would make brewing coffee out on the trail. You see there? And this fits right inside this charcoal canister. And what this is a charcoal starter. You can buy these at Walmart. Okay, they come in two sizes. And that little grate fits perfectly right inside this charcoal canister. And this is heavy duty galvanized steel. And when I cut the opening out, what I did is I drilled a hole in it and I bolted it to this plate that's inside. If you can see there, see it's got that inner plate. And I just bolted it to it, so that way I've got a feeder plate for when I put wood in there. Okay, I pulled this back out. Here's another idea. Let me show you on the bottom side. You see that there? See those tabs that are bent over? There's 4 of them. They have little rivets right here on the side. Take a drill bit and drill those out, and then what you do is you raise this all the way up to the top, and then just drill the same 4 holes of where that was riveted, and just put in some little stainless steel screws with, or little stainless steel bolts with washers, and have that grid up at the top. Now you've got a cook surface and you can feed the stove, and all you'd have to do is put a stainless steel bowl underneath of it inside, that's just inside the diameter of this charcoal starter, because that's what I did inside my stainless steel stove that I made. If you can see down in there, what I used is a Cat's stainless steel water bowl, and I drilled a hole in it and bolted it to the bottom right there in the center. So that's a stainless steel bowl that will last. You can see the cat paw stamps in it, and it's stainless steel, so that will last a lot longer than a tin can, and it'll save the bottom of this stove. So that works perfect. And the basket that comes for these inside these asparagus steamers, you just flip the basket upside down and slide it in, and because the bowl is just to the inside of the diameter of this basket, the bottom of it slides right over the bowl. So that works perfect as ash catcher, and it saves the bottom of the stove, so it works perfect. And even this thing, you can make a stove out of it. I mean, being at the grid fits right down inside. I mean, you could get a fire going in there. You could cut an opening somewhere here in this pot and raise this up a little bit, and voila, you got a stove with this too. So there's a lot of things that you can use. I had this in my shed for more than 2 years. This was the type of burner that you screw to the top of a propane bottle for like backpacking. It's an older vintage one, and this thing fits perfect right on top of this charcoal starter. And now I've got a burner, and I can cook, you know, put larger pots and pans on there and stuff, and use a cast iron skillet. Also, I find these at sales all the time, these heavy gauge wire plant stands. Well, if you look here, they're all welded at the legs, and if you took a cutting grinder and cut this just above the grate on all 4 legs, now you've got a cooking grate that will actually sit on the ground, or you can stick it in the ground and you could cook on that. You could put pots and pans on it, and you've got a nice little cooking grid that'll be right above your fire, and it's double tiered. See, this one up here has got like a mesh in it. Same thing, come all the way down here. So when you cut this, now you're getting two of them. This one would stick in the ground and it's got handles on it, and this bottom one would stick in the ground. So out of just one wire, heavy duty wire plant stand, you can get two cook grids out of this. Same thing with this one. See there? It's got the handles on them, and you cut these, and they work excellent for camping, for cooking on. This one's even cool because if you cut it right here, just to the top of the grid on all four corners, look how the feet are curled, and this thing will just sit on the ground, get a fire going under it, brew coffee, make some eggs. I'll tell you guys, I pick these stands up at yard sales for like $2 a piece, sometimes only $1. And they're pretty heavy, and they last a long time. Spray paint them black with some high temperature charcoal paint for charcoal grills, and make your own cooking grids out of them. Find things to make stoves out of. I'm telling you guys, I'm sure you got stuff laying around the house, stuff that you can use and repurpose for other things and put it in your camp gear or in your survival gear, because you can take something that was made for one thing and repurpose it and use it for something else. This burner fits perfect on that, and those come in two sizes at Walmart, at Home Depot as well. So, and then just put a pet dish in the bottom, a stainless steel pet dish, and you're good to go. So that's all it takes, because I am always finding stuff like this. Same thing with this heavy one over here. This one's like all wrought iron, really heavy. See there? These kind of things work perfect for cooking over a fire. There's another one there that's got the smaller round grid. You get something like that at a sale for $1. Cut that grid out, put that grid on top of something like that. Now you can cook hot dogs, you can put a frying pan on it, all kinds of stuff, you guys. So just look around. I'm sure you can find things and make ways to make some really cool stuff that's unique. And then someone say, hey man, where did you get that cool little cook grid? Be like, that's half a plant stand. Works ideal. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.